going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining me right here for NXT on Off the Script. This is your review for last night's show, February 5th, 2020. And the entire show was built on the premise of Charlotte Flair, which I am not excited about in any which way whatsoever. I have to be completely frank with you guys. I don't care about Charlotte Flair, the Queen, your resident android on Monday nights. Now we got to see her on Monday and Wednesday. Oh, joy. Charlotte Flair challenging Rhea Ripley for the NXT Women's Championship at WrestleMania 36 in Tampa. Now, did WWE send Charlotte down to NXT to give us a legitimate answer? That's the question. Or did WWE send Charlotte Flair down to NXT to combat the AEW ratings and Cody getting 10 lashes from Mr. MJF? Or did WWE do neither of these things? Well, more so the second thing, and then add clickbait to the overall NXT show with their segment. Because it's one thing to promote Charlotte Flair and have her give us an answer. WWE could give us Charlotte Flair and not give us an answer, which is usually the way they go about business. But that was the big selling point of NXT last night. Takeover is looking absolutely phenomenal. On paper, this looks like it could be one of, if not the best NXT takeover that they've ever done. They're going to have a long way ahead of them to sway my opinion on that. NXT TakeOver New York last year was the best show that they've ever done as far as the takeover goes. And with everything that's going on with the North American Championship, you got Keith Lee and Dominik Dijakovic. That is now made official. I can't wait to see that. We got Johnny Gargano and Finn Balor, but this chaotic feel around the Undisputed Era. They've already lost the North American Championship. Roddy is the only one in that group that does not have championship gold. So the prophecy is looking like it's falling apart. And with this chaotic feeling, especially after last night's show, one has to wonder if we are watching the beginning of the end for the Undisputed Era. And then we had the Velveteen Dream come back. He is back on NXT TV, mixing it up with the Undisputed Era. He made his long-awaited return. I was going to say his return, his long-awaited return. We have not seen Velveteen Dream on NXT TV since he lost that North American Championship to Roderick Strong. This is the first time he's back, and now the show is going to be a little bit more flavorful with the Velveteen Dream being back on Wednesday nights. This was a great show last night, and we're going to go over every little piece of detail that came out of NXT last night right here on the podcast. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This is, of course, Off the Script. I am JD. Make sure you follow me on social media at JD from NY206. That is on Twitter and Instagram. If you guys follow me on Instagram, I have a giveaway happening where all you have to do is look at my latest post and you'll find all the information within that post on my Instagram wall. My good friends over at Tavor are having a giveaway, and I am in correlation with them for this giveaway. The winner of this giveaway is going to receive a $100 gift card for Tavor for you guys to spend on anything. If you guys love beer, they got it all. $100 on craft beer sounds like a damn good birthday gift to me. So if you guys go to my Instagram and you like that particular picture, all you have to do is the following. Like the picture, follow me, follow Tavor on Instagram, leave me a comment in said post using the hashtag OTSTavor. You'll see everybody there doing the same thing, so it's very easy to follow. And I will pick one winner at the end of Monday Night Raw on Monday night. And that's that. That's all you got to do. It's very simple, man. So, again, follow me on Instagram, follow Tavor on Instagram, like the post, and leave me a hashtag comment in the post that says OTS Tavor. Very simple. Go and do it. If you guys love craft beer, I'd love to give somebody who's going to enjoy craft beer like I do $100 worth in gift cards for some good old craft beer. Follow me on Twitter as well. It's the number one place to keep up to date on everything. And as always, hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that bell for all notifications, man. Let's hit this podcast. Start the show off with Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne. I'm loving what they're doing with Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle, man. This goofy, thrown together tag team. You got two split personalities. It's like watching the fucking Odd Couple here with Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne. And no matter how out there Matt Riddle is, it never seems too much mixed with the personality of Pete Dunne. It never seems cheesy. It never seems comedic in a bad way. It just has this appeal to it that is just genuine and it's lighthearted. I don't take it to be serious because I know when both of these guys are in the ring that business is going to be handled. And I love that. Sometimes you get these random pairings for a tag team and sometimes they work and sometimes they don't work. In this case, it works and it works big time. And I'm expecting them to be the new NXT Tag Team Champions when all is said and done. Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne came out in a super golf cart. Now, Riddle was excited. Pete Dunne was sitting in the passenger seat. Matt Riddle was driving, and Pete Dunne did not show any type of excitement. Well, I guess Pete Dunne's excitement is what he showcased to us last night without a smile. Matt Riddle had a terrible parking job. He must have been driving under the influence, if you know what I mean. Pete Dunne has yet to break a smile up until this point. The Broserweights are the Dusty Classic Tag Team Champions. Or not the Tag Team Champions yet, the Dusty Classic winners. They beat the Grizzled Young Veterans in the finals. And tonight the celebration continues, bro, says Matt Riddle. Look at that gorgeous trophy on the new Broserweight Mobile. Yes, it's a thing, says bro. The last thing I ever thought was that I would be in a tag team with you. It was meant to be bro, says Riddle. So now we got the trophy, and at NXT TakeOver Portland, we become the new NXT Tag Team Champions. I do think so. So Pete Dunne didn't even think he was going to be paired with anybody, let alone Matt Riddle. And Matt Riddle says, it was meant to be, bro. It was meant to be. So out comes the UE. Kyle O'Reilly asked, who are you? You're Matthew Riddle and you're Peter Dunne. And explain why they have made a mockery. He went on to explain how they made a mockery of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic. They both wanted to do TakeOver tonight, but Roderick Strong came out and kept his guys from hitting the ring. No. Don't fall into their trap. Bobby Fish then took the microphone and said that both of them had bigger fish to fry instead of you two jerks and your loser mobile. Riddle said Bobby Fish said fish. That's hilarious. How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? The fact that Matt Riddle sang this for about a good minute and a half and did not fuck up in what he was trying to say here with this little nursery rhyme, my goodness, man, that takes a lot of talent. I genuinely LOL'd at this. This was hilarious. Riddle got the crowd to say this tongue twister. How much fish could Bobby Fish fry if Bobby Fish could fry fish? So at this point, Pete Dunne still did not break a smile, and I have no idea how this guy didn't crack a smile or a laugh or anything during this. This was hilarious. And then he said finally, the Broserweights are going to smoke the Undisputed Era at TakeOver Portland and win the NXT Tag Team titles. I love how they're making, I guess, Pete Dunne, or I guess Matt Riddle's, or Pete Dunne is, or WWE in general. Every time they have Matt Riddle out there, they're kind of throwing his love for the green stuff out there. But in this case, I guess you could, obviously people thought about the weed when he said they're going to smoke the Undisputed Era. You could smoke some fish, too. Who knows what he was talking about, but I love that they're throwing it out there and they're making it humorous in their promos because that's who he is. The one genuine thing about any pro wrestler is the fact that they are allowed to be themselves. That's why fans love them so much. They're not regurgitated, manufactured garbage that comes from the WWE warehouse. The reason why we love Matt Riddle is because Matt Riddle is allowed to be himself. This was all Matt Riddle. You're not going to go and tell me that any of this was scripted. They just gave him the microphone and said, bro, go out there and just be yourself. It's the best way to get somebody over. And Pete Dunne is complimentary in Matt Riddle's antics. I love it. This is just one of the best things on WWE TV right now. The interactions between both of them, period. And I made mention how both of these guys were like going nowhere. Matt Riddle has all the talent in the world to be a face of this company. He's absolutely phenomenal in the ring. People love him. And everybody thought he was going to be the next NXT World Champion. Didn't work out that way. Looks like they punished him a little bit for his Goldberg comments. He had that unbelievable match, which was one of the best matches of WWE all year against Adam Cole on NXT TV. Everybody thought he was going to be the NXT champion. Didn't work out that way. Kind of fell back a few steps. Pete Dunne came over from NXT UK. He lost the title to Walter, and he really hasn't done much of anything. He came over to the States. He's living in Florida now. They didn't really do anything with him. So they took two guys who are beloved by everybody in NXT, who weren't doing much of anything, paired them together, and now they are some of the best things on weekly television. It's amazing how things work out that way. I'm loving this, and I fully expect them to beat the Undisputed Era, and that will be the next portion of the prophecy that is broken at TakeOver Portland. I can't wait to see what happens. Angel Garza, who we just seen on Monday Night Raw, versus Isaiah Scott. So it's nice to see Garza not on Monday Night Raw full-time. He's still here in NXT. He might be here just to tie up loose ends, but this is where he needs to be and not on Monday Night Raw. At least not yet. So I love both of these guys, man. They're so incredibly talented. Angel Garza is phenomenal. Isaiah Scott is so great. I expect big things from both of these guys. There's no way these guys are not going to get over just based on their in-ring work. Garza is going to get over. He's got the personality. He's got the charisma. He's got the look. I've said it on and off. This guy is the next coming of Eddie Guerrero. Nobody's going to be Eddie ever, but if there's somebody, this is going to be the one guy that comes pretty damn close to achieving that. He's got it all. Isaiah Scott reminds me of a Ricochet before Ricochet was ruined on the main roster. Absolutely phenomenal, talented individual. Loving both of these guys. This was a great match. Garza was in control early when Swerve caught him with a springboard Frankensteiner. Swerve went to follow up with a flip into a handstand on the apron. I don't know what he was going for. He might have been looking for a tope or some sort. Garza cut him off with a kick to the back of the head because he was almost up. He was literally upside down, and he was going to do something, but Garza just threw a kick, kicked him in the head, and he just flopped to the floor, did Isaiah Scott. We went to commercial break. With a picture-in-picture commercial, Garza had Scott leaned up against the steel steps, and Garza delivered a big hesitation dropkick. Back in the ring, Scott was in a tree of woe. Garza delivered a big running knee in control throughout the commercial. So we come back from commercial. Garza with an airplane spin facebuster on Isaiah Scott. He did his little skit where he takes the pants off, revealed his trunks. He then super kicks Swerve for a 2 count. Garza was in complete control of this match. Swerve countered the reverse DDT, used a German suplex to get back into it. Swerve with a flatliner for another near fall. Double down when Garza super kicked Scott's head off, and Garza went down from an enziguri that nailed Garza on the ring apron, so both flopped to the mat. Both are down. Both guys are back up. They trade chops. Garza with headbutts. Swerve countered by flipping Garza into a reverse sit-out powerbomb as Garza was propelled off the top rope. Absolutely just unique move. I can't even call it. I didn't even know what to write down. It was a thing of beauty. Morrow sold it beautifully. Both guys were fighting up on the top turnbuckle soon after. Garza backflipped off and grabbed his pants. His pants were in the other corner. So he grabbed his pants. Scott came off the top rope, and Garza threw his pants at Scott to kind of deflect him in midair. Swerve caught the pants. He landed on his feet. He looked at them like, what the fuck is going on here? That turned to anger as he threw the pants right back in Garza's face. He then hit a step-up kick that nearly took Garza's head off. Swerve was crouched, trying for a springboard. I don't know what he was going for, but it was a springboard something. Soon after, he fell victim to the wing clipper. Garza then covered him for the pinfall. Excellent match. Awesome stuff here. Garza took the microphone and cut a promo after the match and said, "Do you see I just beat Swerve?" Because he was. He was going to brag about that. And he knew he was going to beat Swerve. And this past Monday, I took out my cousin, Humberto Carrillo, and Rey Mysterio. Little hesitation there. And Rey Mysterio. As you know, I didn't lose my title, meaning he didn't get pinned. So I won my NXT Cruiserweight Championship back. And I know Devlin is in the building here tonight. So I will be watching you, baby. That's exactly what he said. I can't wait to see that, man. A one-on-one match between those two guys in NXT. Could happen at TakeOver, we don't know, but I would rather that, happen in NXT and not on 205 Live or anywhere else. But a match between those two is going to be phenomenal. Devlin is amazing. And I can't wait to see what both of those guys do in the ring together. Should be good stuff. Undisputed Era. They demanded to know where Tommaso Ciampa was hiding. So they threatened a bunch of WWE staff. There was one guy getting a haircut in the back for whatever reason. I don't know why. And I have no idea who he was or what he was doing there. So they initially walked past him. It looks good. They were commenting on his haircut. So then Roddy, like a dick, Roddy was walking past him and then decided to go up to him and take the clippers or the razor that the barber was using. And this guy had his hair stripped of 2 huge chunks of hair by Roderick Strong. They left the building, still trying to find Tommaso Ciampa. That's awful. Imagine that. Imagine Undisputed Era's walking by you and then you're getting your haircut, minding your business. I don't know, man. I'm just getting my haircut. And then Roddy goes back and takes the hair-cutting utensil from the stylist and then just buzz cuts you and shaves you. I'd be pissed. Even though people, they tend to say, JD might be thinning up top a little bit. Why don't you shave it all off? You'd look good bald. No, I won't. I need my hair, man. I like my hair in the back. Okay? So, Undisputed Era show that they are looking for Ciampa. Will do anything to get Ciampa and how much of pricks they really are. We go from that to Killian Dain versus Dominik Dijakovic. Just a quick programming note, if you guys missed my Monday Night Raw review, if you missed Off the Script, if you missed my AEW Dynamite review, links for everything will be not only down below in the description, but they'll be at the end of the video, and they'll be linked up top in that little eye. Click it. Everything you need is going to be right there. So if you guys want more content from Off the Script, you guys know where to find it. Easy access for you. Make sure you go and support all that I do on the channel, and there are many hours of video for you guys to hopefully catch up on. Killian Dain versus Dominik Dijakovic. Now, Dominik Dijakovic beat Damian Priest last week to become the de facto #1 contender for the NXT North American Championship and Keith Lee at TakeOver Portland. This pretty much was used to solidify that, to get Dominik Dijakovic a big win before that match was made official, and Killian Dain is no pushover. So Killian Dain's been out of the spotlight a little bit. They seem to have, I guess, softened on his push a little bit. I remember when Sanity was broken up and Killian Dain was all by his lonesome with Eric Young on the main roster, and then Triple H, fortunately took him away from the fucking hell on SmackDown and brought him back down to NXT. It looked like they had plans in place to push him. He was going to be their big monster in NXT, and now it seems like he's not a priority anymore. I don't know why. I don't know why you would do that to him. And it seems like they promised him, something, gave it to him for whatever reason. Maybe he didn't get over. Maybe they just wanted to go with the hotter hands on NXT Live on USA Network, but it feels like he's right back to where he started on SmackDown. Even though he would much rather be in NXT, he doesn't have a priority at all on this show. So it sucks for Killian Dain. He's just floating in the middle of nowhere, and the guy is mega talented. So they slugged it out from the start. Dane tried to spear Dijakovic, but both men ended up in the corner. Dijakovic was soon clotheslined over the top rope to the floor. Dane was posted, and then Dijakovic delivered a senton off the steps. I love Dijakovic. He has grown so much on me. I was not familiar with him before he came over from Ring of Honor, but, I mean, he is probably doing some of the best work in NXT since he's been featured a lot more on live TV. And I told you right from the get-go, when NXT went live, it was going to be guys like this that were going to get the spot. And I'm glad that guys like this got the spot. We got Dominik Dijakovic, Keith Lee. They were the benefactors of moving live to NXT and going to 2 hours. So I'm glad to see that he's taking full advantage of that. Back in the ring, Dane cut off Dijakovic with his running crossbody, the Divide. And before that, the show went to commercial break. No split screen. We were without the split screen this time. Show returned from break with Dane working over Dijakovic. He was in control. Dijakovic soon made a comeback. Got Dane up in a suplex, which was more like a half suplex because Dane is so big. He half suplexed him and then used a chokeslam into a sit-out powerbomb for a near fall. Dane cut him off again, and they did a superplex spot, which always looks impressive with guys that size. They traded high kicks, and I mean, they legitimately kicked the shit out of one another with high kicks. Dominik Dijakovic went for a cover, only got a 2 count. He is now up top. Dijakovic missed a big moonsault that allowed Dane to strike with a shotgun dropkick, followed by a senton. Dane went for a Vader bomb. Dijakovic blocked the Vader bomb by grabbing Dane's left boot. Dijakovic tossed Dane into a torture rack, and then, from the second turnbuckle, we got Feast Your Eyes. Short, sweet, awesome. This was done because Killian Dain is a formidable opponent. Dijakovic needed a formidable opponent to beat on his way to Keith Lee, on top of what he did to Damian Priest. And now the match is set. The match is now set. Morrow mentioned that Dijakovic has back-to-back wins over Dane and Damian Priest. So what else does he have to do to get a match for the North American Championship? Nothing. Because they showed a graphic. He then got an answer from William Regal. We got Keith Lee coming out. And this match is now set. Dijakovic versus Keith Lee for the North American Championship. And they embraced on top of the ramp. This might be the match of the evening. And something like this, man, I'm excited about this because it's 2 guys on the up. It's going to be 2 guys in front of a arena with 10,000 plus going crazy. And you know how those takeover crowds are. They're going to live in that moment. And these guys, I hope that they are devising a plan because we've seen this match again and again and again and again. But this time, the only difference is it's for the North American Championship. I hope that they deliver something that we have not seen from these guys before. I'd be okay with the norm, but we've seen it 3 or 4 different times already on NXT TV between these guys without the title being included. Now the title's included. What are they going to do to take it to that next level? I can't wait to see the reaction these guys get because you know that they are going to go out there. And I'm not sure if this is Dijakovic's... I think this is Dijakovic's first championship match on a takeover. And if that is any indication about what he usually brings to the table, if this is his first title match on a takeover, you know he's going to fucking blow or try to blow everybody away. Because that's just the body work that we've seen from him. You know, he wants to go out there and wow you. He wants to be that guy when you leave that arena. Oh man, did you see that Dijakovic guy? Amazing. He wants to be the one guy you're talking about after the show is over. That's what I see when I watch Dijakovic. I love that. I see a guy who wants to get better every single time he's out there. Wants to exceed the last time he was in the ring. And never mind that he's 6'6", 6'7", and a guy that size doing what he does. Put Keith Lee into that, put the North American title in that equation. You might have the recipe for the best match on February 16th, man. I can't wait to see what those guys do. Undisputed Era, still looking for Tommaso Ciampa. Ran up on Kushida. Kushida was asked where Tommaso Ciampa was, and he did not answer Adam Cole. So Cole implied that he couldn't speak English. That's pretty much what this was. Cole, obviously, he did not get an answer, and then Cole powerbombed him into a trash bin. I'm sorry, Triple H. Kushida does not belong where SmackDown belongs. Can we not put guys like Kushida in the trash again? Bronson Reed, big man Bronson Reed, approached them, and Adam Cole said, "Whoa, we don't have a problem with you, big man. We just want to know where Tommaso Ciampa is." Bronson Reed then looked over at Kushida laying in the trash bin and said, "Oh, you now have a problem with me." And literally out of nowhere, Roderick Strong blindsided this guy with a jumping knee and knocked him out. Cole continued to yell at the cameraman, follow me, follow me. Roddy then added, "Yeah, keep following, dummy." Gotta love the Undisputed Era, man. Their fucking juvenile hijinks are just humorous. Love it. Mercedes Martinez versus Kacy Catanzaro. Women's match here on the show. And Mercedes, you can see, I hope that they signed her and they're going to make her a big deal in the women's division after all this time. Nearly a 20-year veteran, right? It's been her dream to come to NXT. I'm not sure. By the looks of it, it seems like she's going to be in contention sooner rather than later for the NXT Championship. I could see Rhea Ripley versus Mercedes Martinez being a thing, you know? But I'm not sure if she's going to be one of those that's going to be an underdog story, a veteran story, living her dream, being in WWE, winning the big one, or if she's going to get close to the big one and never win it, or just going to be a solid veteran act that never is in title contention, period. I don't know. But Mercedes Martinez obviously is going to be a focus of Triple H and NXT in the women's division. Standing switch, spine buster by Martinez for a 2 count on Kacy. To the corner. Chops by Martinez. Delayed suplex by Martinez. Kacy escaped and hit a dropkick and a head scissor takeover. So then we got Kacy doing a Miz-style corner clothesline, which she actually did better than the Miz, I gotta admit. Rana with a trap for 2 by Kacy. Catanzaro looked to hit an elbow over the top rope from the apron, but Martinez hit her in the air and knocked her to the floor. Martinez went out and tossed Kacy into the post, literally threw her like a lawn dart into the steel post. Martinez beat Kacy into the apron, barricade, back into the apron, barricade, then back into the ring. Kacy, at this point, I'm thinking, man, this woman, you know, she was contemplating whether she wanted to, you know, go on and do the wrestling thing. And after this match, being that she really hasn't had much to do since she's come back, you know, this is what they give her in one of her first appearances back. I wonder if she's contemplating even coming back if this is what was awaiting her. So Mercedes Martinez, Fisherman Buster, and that was pretty much it. And I love Mercedes Martinez when she's like this. I was not a big fan of what I seen from her in the Mae Young Classic when I first seen her. I'm like, it's nothing special here. There really isn't anything special. She kind of mirrored what Shayna Baszler is. She got that similar look, right? But she has something that a lot of women, the top tier women, have it in NXT, but she has something that a lot of women in WWE, period, don't have, and that is intensity. She was very intense. Now, I don't know how much of that is knowing that Kacy's 80 fucking pounds, but she did great, and I love the intensity. I love the fact that she's arrived. She wants to throw her veteran status around. She wants to be tough and intense, and that's the way it needs to be. So this was some good stuff by Mercedes Martinez, and I wonder if Kacy is going to have any type of role on NXT TV outside of the one that she has. I want to see her get better. I haven't seen any. You know, she's great. She looks like a sweetheart. You know, she's very athletic. She's obviously a fan favorite, and she's that underdog. She's small. She's got that underdog mentality, but I wonder if NXT is going to allow her to do any more. I want to know what she's doing in the PC. I want to see what she's doing and learning in the PC, and I want to see her apply it to what we see on television. I have not seen anything new from Kacy. It's always the same stuff. Oh, she's acrobatic. Oh, she could do a head scissor. Oh, she did the clothesline that the Miz does. That's great. I want to see how she's coming along as far as being a pro wrestler. I don't want them to just go into that one bag of trick that she has, you know, with the acrobatics, and she's American Ninja Warrior, and she could do this, she could do that, flips. I don't want you to be, acrobatic to a point where the offense doesn't look intense. I want you to be a pro wrestler. No matter the size or your weight, I want you to be a pro wrestler. Intense. Try and be stiff. Show them that you can fight. Don't show them the only thing that we all know that you could do good, and that's your ability to be acrobatic and athletic. I want to see more from Kacy, and hopefully WWE does give her that stage to do that. Undisputed Era kept searching backstage, and Tommaso Ciampa finally popped out from between two trucks and started taking them out. He cleared all but Cole. He then brought Cole inside and started pounding Cole's head against Morrow's announce table, literally like a ping pong ball. Over and over and over again. Ciampa had control, but the rest of the Undisputed Era got up, and they quadruple teamed Ciampa in the ring as they all headed to the ring. The Broserweights, Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle, hit the ring to make the numbers closer to even, and a bunch of security tried to break this up. Ciampa, Riddle, Dunn stood tall in the ring. William Regal hit the ramp, and when Regal's out there, business is definitely getting a little bit more serious. Said, if you guys want to fight, they should all go get their gear on right now. You guys can do it tonight. Undisputed Era hit the ring, and the brawl continued well after Regal came out and made the announcement. Nobody could get control of this. Major, major brawl happening here, and it's obviously to sell what is going to happen at Takeover Portland. To me, and I even put this in my notes when I was trying to keep up with what was going on here, I feel like everything here with the Undisputed Era and them searching for Ciampa, and Ciampa is going to do anything he can to get Goldie back, and now Riddle and Dunn being that they're challenging for the tag team titles. I just feel like everything we've seen from the Undisputed Era, coming out of War Games and coming out of Worlds Collide and their loss to the guys in Imperium, I feel like this is a foreshadowing of the Undisputed Era falling apart on their way out of NXT. Now, I don't know what could happen. Things change. I could be wrong. I expect Pete Dunne and Matt Riddle to win the tag team championships. I don't know why you're going to put these guys on TV and give them a vital portion of the show and have them win the Dusty Classic if they're not going to win the tag team titles. I don't know if Ciampa is going to win the title in Portland. I don't know. I would save it for WrestleMania, and then Undisputed Era gets demoted to the main roster. Where they end up, I don't know. Raw, SmackDown, I don't know. Probably end up on SmackDown, for all we know. But I feel like this is a foreshadowing. We could see the Undisputed Era lose the tag team championships, and that final piece to the puzzle, that final piece to the prophecy is going to fall at WrestleMania. I think Cole deserves that. I think Ciampa deserves it after he missed last year's WrestleMania weekend for the neck injury. It just seems like a much better setting for not only Ciampa to win the championship, but for Undisputed Era to say goodbye to NXT. That's just me. I don't really know. Or, this is the other thing I was thinking about. Maybe Undisputed Era loses everything at TakeOver Portland, and they get called up right before WrestleMania. They get put on Monday Night Raw, and AJ Styles has guaranteed you that he will be back for WrestleMania. Maybe we get Undisputed Era versus the OC at WrestleMania. Because AJ Styles right now, being that he's hurt, WWE had to have the show go on with Randy Orton and Edge. It was supposed to be either Randy Orton and Edge teaming up against the OC, possibly at WrestleMania. Might have been Orton and Styles and Edge in a triple threat match. I don't know. I don't know how they were going to go about it. But being that AJ was hurt in the Rumble and he had a separated shoulder, now it's Edge and Orton at WrestleMania from what we see. AJ Styles is now without a WrestleMania match. The OC guys, you're paying them a lot of money to keep them off WrestleMania. That doesn't seem like a big return on your investment there, Vince. What are you going to do with those guys at WrestleMania? You're certainly not keeping AJ Styles off of WrestleMania. Maybe it's AJ versus Adam Cole. Maybe it's the Undisputed Era versus the OC. Maybe it's a six-man tag, Undisputed Era versus the OC. And then we get AJ and Adam Cole feuding going on into the year. I don't know. Very interesting situation, but I do think this is a foreshadowing of the Undisputed Era falling apart at the seams in NXT. Speaking of seams, there was a new t-shirt that was released. Not sure you like that you like that segue, right? Yeah, I know. I'm a beast. If you guys aren't aware, I have a new t-shirt out on bonfire.com. My good friends over at Bonfire, we've released the last couple of t-shirts on Bonfire. And I had my good buddy Mike, very talented graphic design artist, on top of what Sal Rex does. Mikey does some stuff for me as well. He created a new t-shirt, and it's a very similar design to what you see Seth Rollins wearing as the Monday Night Messiah, but instead of the Monday Night Messiah, which I always am because my Raw reviews are the best in the business, but I am the YWC Messiah. I'm the YouTube wrestling community Messiah. So make sure you guys go and get your t-shirt. It is now available on bonfire.com. I got women's tees, I got hoodies, I got jackets, I got t-shirts. If you guys want to order it today, you will have it right before, well before WrestleMania, but you will have it for WrestleMania. So make sure you guys go and get it today. Link will be down in the description below. And I would very much enjoy if you guys go out there and support the podcast wearing one of these t-shirts. It's fucking awesome. I love the design. I don't know how many of you want to wear me or a portrait of me in a church glass window on your shirt, but it means well. And if you guys support the show, I would like you to go and get one. It's awesome, and they are available now on bonfire.com. Link is down in the description. The Irish Ace. I love this nickname, man. And Jordan Devlin is fucking awesome. I gotta admit, man. I wasn't big on Devlin. I just looked at him as a Finn Balor clone. But man, is he fucking good at what he does. Tyler Breeze. What could be said about Tyler Breeze? One of the more underutilized guys in WWE. If this match didn't show you that, I don't know what does. This was awesome. Tyler Breeze did his signature pose in the ring where he comes out. No selfie stick, but he had his phone. And he was stretched out on the ring apron, posing and just chilling there, taking a selfie. Jordan Devlin said, fuck this guy. Out of nowhere with a flying missile dropkick through the bottom rope, knocked Breeze out of the ring. A literal holy shit moment. I don't think anybody really expected him to do that. And by the looks of it, neither did Tyler Breeze. So we go right to commercial, and Morrow didn't even know if the match was still going to happen after what Devlin did to Tyler Breeze. Devlin was working on Breeze when the show returned from break. Breeze fought back, made Devlin's left leg his target. That was Breeze's target for the match. So Breeze posted the leg against the steel post, a la Bret the Hitman Hart. That was Bret Hart's thing. Posting the leg around the steel post, getting ready for the sharpshooter. Then Tyler Breeze flashed a very snide smile, which I loved. He smirked and went right back to business. Breeze continued to work on the leg, but Devlin was able to escape his grasp to deliver an elevator backbreaker, which looked great. Had him up like this, right down across his shoulder for a shoulder/backbreaker, I guess. It looked awesome. So Devlin was talking some trash. He slapped Breeze in the face. And then obviously this fired Breeze up. Chopped down Devlin, then Breeze with some strikes, delivered a grade A dropkick. I talked about Scorpio Sky's dropkick. Tyler Breeze. And his dropkick is just as good. Breeze in control. Devlin went to the outside with a clothesline. Breeze hesitated, but eventually went out after him. He didn't want to, but he did anyway. So Devlin was on the ring apron. Punt kick to Breeze, and then Devlin launched himself into a beautiful moonsault outside, taking out Tyler Breeze to the floor. They teased a double count out. Both men made it in the ring back by a 9 count. Both men back up now. They're trading strikes. Standing moonsault by Devlin led to a 2 count. Another commercial break. Gotta love the commercial breaks, man. They really know how to take you out of a damn good fucking wrestling match. Devlin was making Breeze not so pretty by stepping on his face, really torturing him at this point. Joint manipulation, it looked like. Stepping on his face, trying to make him unpretty. Breeze soon started to make a comeback. 2 forearms, super kick, drop kick, another flying forearm. So Breeze was on a roll here. Got a 2 count off a lariat. Devlin managed to kick out of all of Breeze's offense. Breeze got another close near fall when he rolled through a flying crossbody by Devlin as he came off the top rope. Breeze went for an O'Connor roll, but Devlin blocked it and delivered a running Spanish fly. Awesome. Devlin then went for a moonsault off the top. Breeze got the feet up. So Devlin met all feet. Breeze applied a single leg crab. Devlin countered by rolling him into a small package for 2. Breeze struck back with a supermodel kick. Oh my goodness. What a super kick. Awesome sequence and awesome near fall. Devlin delivered a cutter a moment after Breeze got to the ropes after Devlin blocked an unprettier. Breeze somehow managed to kick out. Devlin with the headbutt before he grabbed wrist control, pulled Breeze into his back suplex, and then covered him for the pinfall. What a match. Easily the best match of the night. Devlin is so good. Tyler Breeze is and always has been good. I don't know how you haven't seen it, and if you don't know who Breeze is or haven't seen how good he was, this was a match that I'm sure opened your eyes. At least it should have. Just an awesome showcase. That Cruiserweight title has been consistently great and has showcased great matches. It's a shame that it took them so long to get that title and the majority of the division and what's happening in that division on this show. This is where it needs to be on NXT, and those types of matches are what this show needs. I love it. This is where it has always belonged, that Cruiserweight division. I don't know why we have 205 Live. I really don't. I don't really go out of my way ever. Maybe one or two moments in the past where it was a really great match that I needed to go and watch. But the majority of the division, if not all of the division, needs to be on this show. Simple. You don't need to have Cruiserweight matches every week, but the majority of that talent needs to be on this show. And I'm loving what's going on with that title. Consistently, like I said, has some of the best matches all year in WWE, and they never miss a beat. It's always up to that certain quality we expect from NXT, and I love it. Devlin and Breeze are just so good, and I can't wait to see what Devlin does with Angel Garza in that rematch for the Cruiserweight Championship. Charlotte, Bianca, Rhea, the showdown. Is Charlotte going to choose Rhea Ripley for her championship match at WrestleMania? What I want you guys to choose is Audible. They're sponsoring the show today, audibletrial.com/offthescript. Make sure you guys go get your free book. Yes, free book. 30 days free and one free audiobook when you use our link, audibletrial.com/offthescript. So I want to thank them for sponsoring yet another week of Off the Script right here on the channel. Bianca Belair hit the ring. I'm loving Bianca more now than I think I love Bianca ever, to be honest with you. I think she is, after that Royal Rumble, man, my eyes were already open. I was already woke to Bianca Belair and how good she was. But man, oh man, that Royal Rumble showing, that's just something that means big things in store for Bianca Belair. She hit the ring for her meeting with Rhea Ripley. She said in a little over a week, she's heading to Portland to become the next NXT Women's Champion. But Rhea Ripley apparently forgot that because she went to Raw to get in Charlotte's business. You tell her, Bianca. You tell her. Don't overlook me, bitch. I'm right here. You got to get through me first. I don't care about any queen, as she called out Rhea, but instead, Charlotte came out. Charlotte looking very android-like. Bianca looked stunned, and she stopped mid-sentence when Charlotte strode to the ring. Charlotte acted like she was waiting for Belair to hold the ropes open for a moment, and Bianca gave this attitude and this body language like, bitch, please, just get in the fucking ring. You expect me to open the fucking ropes for you? Who the fuck you think I am? You know? So, we had Charlotte getting a welcome home chant. She soaked in the reaction. Of course, it's a WWE main roster talent, so clearly NXT is going to treat them homely. Charlotte says she has a lot of respect for Bianca Belair. You are an amazing athlete, but you are not me. I know that, Charlotte. She's actually better than you. I'm sorry to break the news to you, honey. Bianca is not an android. She's a human being. I take Bianca over Charlotte any day of the week. She points out that Rhea overlooked Bianca, and she said Bianca made this all about herself. So while Bianca runs her mouth, Rhea Ripley comes out. It's like Act 1, Act 2, Act 3. It's like we're watching a fucking play. Everybody's got to get their theme musics, and then they're speaking into the microphone, and they're saying something to whoever's in the ring, and then they move away, and they watch as the next person comes out. It's disgusting. It really is. It just comes off so unnatural. I hate segments like this, man. You get one, and then it's going to be a promo package or a promo vignette with, one other person, and then someone else comes out, and then someone else comes out, and then someone else comes out, and they all get their big entrances. I don't like it. This should have been a little bit more natural feeling instead of the overproduced garbage that WWE typically does. So let's go back to see what Charlotte said here. She said that Rhea overlooked Bianca, which is true. And then she said Bianca made this all about herself. Why wouldn't she make it all about herself? You got Rhea Ripley's overlooking Bianca, and then Charlotte is just standing by and looking at Rhea as if Rhea is stepping on her fucking toes. And meanwhile, it took her all this week to bring it to Bianca's attention. Listen, it's Rhea overlooking you. Now you're making it about yourself. Of course she has to make it about herself, because nobody thinks she is going to win the championship. Don't overlook me. I was the Iron Woman in that Royal Rumble. I had 8 eliminations. Don't overlook me. I am more of a threat to that title than you could possibly even imagine. So yes, Bianca has it in her right to make it about herself. So she came out, Rhea Ripley did, and she was wearing the NXT Women's Championship around her waist. Charlotte put her hand to push Bianca aside. Rhea started cutting a promo on Charlotte and said, Charlotte, if you have come here for a purpose, spit it out, because I am all about dropping the queen at WrestleMania. As Belair hysterically sold her being annoyed. So, at this point, Bianca was the star of this entire segment. She was going back and forth, just acting all petty, and I loved every minute of it. Like, you ain't gonna do this to me. And she was just biting her tongue in a way that Bianca could only bite her tongue without just slapping this bitch right across the face. So she finally said, hold up, She got in Charlotte's face. You standing here and you don't even go here. Like there's some high school shit. And you got some fucking pretty broad over at one school coming into the new school, and she's trying to steal the high school hunk away from all the other pretty girls. Listen, you don't even go here. Who are you? So we got an EST chant going on, and you think you're just going to go through me at TakeOver? She looks over at Rhea. Girl, So at WrestleMania, it's going to be me and Charlotte, and it's going to be me, the EST of NXT. It's going to win the championship, and you can't whoop me, she tells Charlotte Flair. So Charlotte says, Bianca, this is a conversation for champions, so go stand over there, and while you're at it, fix your braids. So there's got a big whoa chant from the NXT faithful. So then Rhea turns her attention away from Bianca, and she now pretty much was looking at Charlotte, not for the match, but for the disrespect that Charlotte is showing here in Full Sail. Rhea threatened Charlotte for cutting the promo on Bianca. We didn't come into your house disrespecting you, so what makes you think you come into our house and disrespect us? She said she and Bianca will tear each other apart at TakeOver, but, we have a saying around here. We are NXT. So Rhea and Bianca both nodded at each other, yes, in agreement, and they flapjack Charlotte to a double team faceplant right in the middle of the match. Huge pop. Bianca eyed Rhea's title as they both stared each other down, which Rhea held up, and she walked away from the ring. Now, Mauro hyped the main event match coming up, and I honestly think that NXT and WWE, I honestly think that both people in charge for the main roster and NXT, they collectively came together and they realized that they might have gotten themselves, in over their heads. They might have jumped a few steps in this natural progression for this championship match. And I honestly think they're going to wait now for a decision to be made until after TakeOver. Because it was silly to come up to a situation like this and give us a WrestleMania match when you have a big championship match between Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley happening on the 16th. We have all of February left. We have all of March for Charlotte to make her decision. It doesn't have to be something that's made immediately, right? You could wait on this. And seeing that we got a Rhea Ripley-Bianca Belair match, why make that match predictable by having Charlotte choose Rhea? Now, yes, Bianca could always win the title, but if you're going to do something like that and hype that type of match, then you have to go with that match. I honestly think WWE realized that they have to wait until the decision is made on who is going to come out winning at TakeOver. It's only right because the way that they played it up, it minimalized Bianca Belair to this loser already before the match even started. And that's not right. You don't do that to somebody like Bianca Belair. So it made her already seem like a loser before even walking into TakeOver and challenging Rhea Ripley. For all we know, it could be Bianca Belair and Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania. And that's the match I would much rather see. It's the match I prefer over a match with Rhea Ripley. Just because I think the dynamic there would be a lot better suited for Charlotte Flair. And I think Bianca is a better athlete than Rhea Ripley. I think Bianca is a better wrestler than Rhea Ripley. I think Bianca would bring out a better match in Charlotte than Rhea Ripley would. That's just me. And I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. So for all we know, it could be a triple threat match. Could be a triple threat match at Mania with all three going for the NXT title. Why did Bianca Belair get that big 33 minutes in the Royal Rumble with 8 eliminations? Yes, it could foreshadow a main roster demotion, but maybe they're setting her up for this. Maybe they're setting her up for a triple threat match at WrestleMania with Rhea Ripley. Maybe WWE is going all in on Rhea and Bianca. I would rather them go in on both of them so it seems a little bit more natural. If they're going in all on Rhea, I feel like Rhea and the natural progression of her growth is going to be slightly trending towards that forced feeling. You know, that's just the way I see it. I want to like Rhea Ripley. I don't want to like Rhea Ripley because WWE is telling me this is the one. Let us, as a fan base, choose Rhea Ripley. You don't need to put her in the ring with Charlotte immediately because she's your now new chosen one. Let us dictate that for you. We were already doing that. Don't speed up the process because you're impatient. So that's the way I feel about this. Charlotte didn't give an answer. As always, WWE clickbaited us to watch NXT. I was going to watch NXT regardless, but for the normal plebeians out there, the casuals who don't watch NXT, oh, Charlotte Flair is going to be on NXT, you know. So they're going to be more apt to watch NXT because Charlotte Flair, a main roster act, is now down at Full Sail. What's going to happen? So they clickbaited us to watch NXT because a Raw superstar is on. Now, Charlotte's not going to move the needle. Nobody gives a fuck about Charlotte. I'm not sold on a match between Rhea and Charlotte to begin with, and I gave you every reason in the book on Off the Script on last Friday. Go and check that out. But the one reason why Charlotte was there last night, you guys know what that reason is. I don't need to explain it to you. It's a certain effect. You guys know full and well what that is. This was fun. And again, Bianca, just like the Royal Rumble, was the highlight of this segment. Seems like she deserves a spotlight just as brighter as Rhea, but WWE will push who they want. I just fear Rhea Ripley wins and gets Charlotte at WrestleMania, and Bianca gets a demotion to Monday Night Raw and a Battle Royal spot at WrestleMania because they need women in that Battle Royal. And that's not what I call a good second place runner-up finish. I don't. I think Bianca deserves just as big a spotlight, or if not bigger, than Rhea Ripley. That's just me. Finally, guys, the closing segment of the show was a 6-man tag team match with the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, and Kyle O'Reilly versus Matt Riddle, Tommaso Ciampa, and Pete Dunne. This match did not start as planned as the UE came in during their entrances and all the baby faces rushed the stage. They didn't even want an introduction. They picked up the brawl right where they left off earlier. They took all three. They took out all three that were in this match. They surrounded Strong, did the baby faces. So they took out Undisputed Era, then they targeted Strong, threw him off the ramp. Ciampa was limping around, selling the knee. So hopefully he's okay. And this was really chaotic all night. O'Reilly ambushed Ciampa as the bell rang to officially start the match. Finally, Ciampa fired back, tagged out. Riddle grappled with Fish until Cole tagged in. Riddle and Dunn tandem moves on Cole. Dunn went for his finisher. Cole counted to escape. Fish tried to interfere by grabbing Dunn's leg. Dunn kicked him away and did a moonsault off the apron. So we got Bobby Fish, who is distracted at ringside. Dunn or actually Fish was distracting somebody. I don't remember who, but Dunne fell victim to a sneak attack by Strong. Dunne took a falling backbreaker on the apron that set up all of this heel heat on the babyfaces. UE began to work over Pete Dunne. They were in control of the match. Fast forward here, Riddle got the hot tag. He threw O'Reilly around with a series of gut-wrench suplexes during all of this. Riddle was cut off by the Undisputed Era, then got heat on Riddle. Another hot tag. Riddle was grounded, and this time we got Riddle and O'Reilly with some tremendous back and forth. They went and worked towards the finish. Strong caused a distraction that allowed Fish to take out both Ciampa and Dunne at ringside. So this was going crazy here, just really chaotic at the end. Dunne with an X-Plex, and then a kick for a near fall on Cole. Dunne missed an attempted moonsault. Then he walked into a jumping knee strike from Cole. Dunne counted the Panama Sunrise. Cole caught him with the Ushigoroshi. Ciampa tagged in to clean house. Another hot tag there. He cleared the ring. Strong again tried to interfere, but Ciampa hit him with Widow's Bell, and holy shit, did he nail fucking Strong with that Widow's Bell. My goodness. Project Ciampa and O'Reilly. Fish jumped in to break up the pin. Ciampa then allowed Cole to tag in. O'Reilly wanted to get out of there so badly that he tagged Cole, and Cole was like, oh my God, here we go. So Cole and Tommaso Ciampa are in, and they square off. Big slugfest between them. Everybody then got involved. After all that, it was back to Ciampa and Cole. He was looking to the finish. Strong jumped in and hit a flying knee on Ciampa, and that caused a DQ. O'Reilly and Fish, after the match, executed chasing the Dragon on Dunne on the outside. They left him completely incapacitated on the outside. They then hit Riddle with a high-low as well, left him on the outside. Strong with the end of Heartache on Ciampa. Undisputed Era then retrieved some yellow spray paint and spray painted a yellow X on Ciampa's back. The arena lights in the building went dark, and that was the cue for the big return. Who was it? 2-5-20. Was it Killer Cross? Like everybody said it would? No. It was the Velveteen Dream, like I had predicted on Off the Script. Videotron showed the image of what we see in the 2-5-20 that everybody thought was Killer Cross. Turned out to be a dream sequence with Dream's face on the Titantron. In the darkness, over the ring, Dream was standing, perched on the turnbuckle, and he leapt into the ring and single-handedly took out all of Undisputed Era. He mopped the floor with all of them, focusing on Roderick Strong. The big thing here is that he wants his revenge on Roddy. Dream doing a Rick Rude type shtick, ripped off his tights to reveal another pair of tights underneath his outside tights. An airbrushed image of Dream and Marina Shafir, Roddy's wife. And on his ass, it said, "Call me up, Marina." So Dream grounded and pounded Strong, and Undisputed Era fled when they got the chance. Dream took out all of Undisputed Era. Like I said, this is a foreshadowing, man. Everything is coming apart at the seams for the Undisputed Era. You got Ciampa, you got the Broserweights, you got Velveteen Dream now. I don't know, man. Dream is back. I'm happy to see Dream. Full Sail was happy to see Dream. Call me up, Marina. It's better than having Vince call you up. I will be the first to attest to that. This was great. Dream made a big, epic return. He's back on NXT TV, and I don't know what role he's going to have at TakeOver. He might have some interference. He might try and aid Ciampa in winning the title. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but it certainly looks like the Undisputed Era downfall is happening sooner rather than later. Very excited to see what's going on. Very good episode of NXT with a major return of the Velveteen Dream. TakeOver's looking phenomenal. Charlotte did not give us an answer, which I think, like I said, WWE pretty much came to their senses and said, we'll do it after TakeOver. So when we get that logical winner to come out of that, then we'll go with who we want Charlotte to face at WrestleMania. Very good show for NXT last night. And let me know what you guys think about everything down below in the comment section. Thank you guys so very much for joining me. Again, hit that subscribe button. Turn on that bell for all notifications. If you enjoyed the video, hit that thumbs up. And I will see you guys right back here for Friday's episode of Off the Script. audibletrial.com/offthescript. Your 30 days of their service and one free audiobook. Follow me on Twitter at JD from NY206. Follow me on Instagram at JD from NY206. Go look at my latest post on Instagram and enter my Tavor giveaway for the $100 gift card. All you have to do is like the post. follow Tavor on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, and leave me a comment in that post using hashtag OTS Tavor. So make sure you guys go and do that for me as well. I'll see you guys right back here on Friday for more OTS. We got a lot of news to uncover, as always. And I'll see you guys then, man. Thank you so much for joining me on NXT. Thank you for all the birthday wishes. And then we'll see you right back here for OTS on Friday afternoon. See you guys then.